Hi, hope you're ready to start crafting. Go ahead and make sure you have everything ready to go. Your sign, your string, your scissors, and definitely the template. That is going to come in handy, especially if you want to count nails, which is a little trick I use as I'm going through this. So the first step is to fill in the bottom base layer. So go ahead and grab that. Yours will be on a bobbin, not on the big string. So go ahead and unwind your bobbin, and we're gonna choose any nail in the outside part, doesn't really matter, as long as it's on the outer section. So to attach the string, you're gonna do a double knot. I like to tie the first knot and start it in the air like that. Then when you get your loop, you're just gonna choose again any nail, and I just squeeze it through and tighten it. Then you're just gonna do the same thing on the same nail. One more knot, loop it through, and go ahead. I like to trim that extra string right there just so it doesn't get in the way. You can do that at the end as well, but I do it now usually. Okay, and now we're ready to go around our border. I'm gonna show you a few different ways you can do this, and I just outline it. Kind of gives me a little help when I'm trying to imagine what I'm doing and to make sure I stay in the lines, kind of like coloring. So you're just gonna wrap around and wrap around. A trick you can do is when you're looping around a bunch, you sort of just kind of hold it tight and skip a few. And if it's on the outer arch like that was, then it'll kind of, stick with you. But you can go individually too. But right here, it sort of saves a little bit of time and your wrist if you just want to do the curve. There we go again, just like that. So just hold it tight to make sure it doesn't unravel, because if you do, then you'll just have to start all over. So you're just going to continue this same step all the way around, outlining the outer edge of your turtle just to get you started and used to doing the string. So now that you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and do the next part. This is the crisscross part. It eventually ends up looking like a figure eight. But right here, you're just gonna kind of go crisscross, crisscross diagonally in between each nail. And then you're gonna do that all the way around, but I'm just gonna show you how to go backwards once you've done this first step. You're basically going to do a diagonal line the opposite direction of your first diagonal line. So it now will look like there's an X in between each of the two nails that you're doing, and that is how you get your crisscross look. So again, this is just the tiny bit of the fin right here. And you're going to do these steps all the way around the outer turtle edge just to give it the sharper look. It is completely optional, but I like to do it because it gives a kind of a finished and thicker look just to start off with, and doesn't leave a little, gaps around the edges. So you're just gonna do crisscross, 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 again and again and again. And then as you see here, once I've done that, you can do inside, go around and around and around. So then you'll have a figure eight in between. So it'll be the X and then a line on the outside and a line on the inside, if that makes sense, and refer back to your written instructions as well. Now is the fun part, and we get to fill in our turtle. So go ahead and you're just gonna wrap the string around any of the nails, and this just fills it in. So you can go up and down, and sideways, but you don't really have to do any kind of pattern. You can do any direction you want. See right there, you can just kind of switch and fill it in like that. I usually do the up and down one way, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then after that, once I go a bunch of different directions, filling it in, after that, I just sort of go kind of wonky all over crazy, because that's just, the fun thing, and you don't have to think about it. And that helps fill in any kind of gaps that there might be. But again, just keep going, keep filling it in, and you're just gonna go up and down across the whole thing. And yes, you can refer back to your template too if you have any problems and you just want to count the nails and see where to stop and start. But this one is pretty fun and just kind of goes easily. Yeah, see, there we go. And just remember when you do it, just hold it tight or else it will unravel on you and you're gonna have to, redo part of your section. Another trick you can do is with your fingers, you can kind of push down on the layers, and that also helps give you more space on the nail as you go. As you're filling it in, you kind of get to decide how filled you want it. So if you like how filled it is, you just kind of move along to the next section, but it's sort of a personal choice on what you think is fun. I like to try and make sure I put extra string in there for you guys in case, in case you want to do, a really filled look, you'll have plenty. All right, now that you're done filling it all in, you can either go around the border one more time just on the outside if you want. It's optional. You can do that if you want to just, make it look a little cleaner, but you've done the layering in the beginning, so you don't have to do this part too. I usually do it just because, I'm weird like that. So go ahead if you want and wrap around just one. You don't have to do the full on figure eight. You can just kind of do the little loopy loopy on the outer edge inside, not the inside edge, if that makes sense, hopefully. Now to secure everything, it's the same as the very first step. So go ahead and grab your scissors and trim off if you have a ton of extra string. This is gonna make it way easier to tie a knot, I promise. So you're just gonna trim it away and hold on tight so it doesn't unravel on you while you're doing this. And just any nail around you, doesn't matter which one, just go ahead and do your little loopy, and see, even I mess up. But you just kind of ravel it back on if you need to and push it down. So now try that knot again. Pick any nail and hold your finger down so it doesn't fly off, and then pull it tight to secure it. And again, do it once more at least. I usually end up doing it about 2 or 3 times, honestly, just to be extra secure at this point. And you will have another little tail. So go ahead and trim that. Make sure you leave about 1/4 of an inch at least. Just so it doesn't unravel on itself. You've done a few knots, so it should be good to go, but just in case. Now, I also like to use either my fingers or carefully the edge of my scissors and kind of poke the tail in and under some of the layers of string, and just helps give it a cleaner look, that's all. So now you're ready for the inside shell parts, which is really fun because you actually get to choose where you want each color. It comes with a variety of colors, and you get to choose if you want to copy the picture or if you just want to do a kind of a different mix of your own. Feel free to mix it up. And you know the drill. Tie on your double knot for any of the sections. There is no particular order for the sections over here. You're just going to go ahead and tie on your double knot. And here we go. We're just going to trim it off a little bit because, you know, we want it to be nice. And you're gonna be off to the races. Go ahead and do your border, fill it in, tie your double knot, and then repeat for every single little shell piece. And have fun. I hope this video was helpful and that you had fun crafting your own string art turtle. Don't forget, once you're done, I would love to see a finished picture of your project, and go ahead and tag me on social media at Joyful Imperfections on Instagram, and can't wait for you to craft.